Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing a video on how I made my kitchen wall decal um, with my Cricut Explorer 2, and I hope you guys like it. Please subscribe and share it, and just feel free to leave any comments or any questions that you may have below. So the first thing I did is that I went into Google and I typed in family recipe wall art, and I clicked on images and I actually chose this one here. So I went ahead and I saved it into my desktop, and then I went ahead and I Googled how to convert file, a regular file, to an SVG file, which is what you're going to want to do. You want to convert the image into this type of file. So I clicked on this one here, and I'm going to put the website in the bottom as to which website I used, and I uploaded the image I saved, and it's so easy. You just click convert and it takes a few seconds, and then you should have your SVG file ready to upload onto your design space. So just make sure you download it so it saves onto your desktop or your downloaded files. So the cool thing about once it's uploaded, you'll see on your right hand side that everything is pretty much broken down. So this is where you can go and clean up your image, and you see like this piece right here. I'm gonna delete, and I think that's pretty much it. There's like one small piece here. So you just go ahead and clean up the image and make sure that there's nothing extra. So at this point, I'm gonna play a little bit with the image, and I want to add some flowers, like a different type of flower than the one it has. So I went ahead and I just looked through flowers, and I picked this blue one here and I uploaded it. So here I'm just gonna be playing around with it. I think at the end, what I ended up doing is I ended up changing the flower completely. So I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit and you'll get to see what I did. Now that I have my design the way I want it, I'm going to go ahead and select all, and on the right hand side I'm going to click on group so I have everything together. So the size that I decided to make my wall decal was about 20 inches wide. So I went ahead and I just changed the width to 20 inches wide. So all I do is change the width to 20 inches, and then you're going to see your image. It's going to get much bigger. That's the only thing I do is just change the width. So then you're just going to zoom out a little bit just so you can see the whole image on your screen. So now you're just going to go to shapes, and you are going to click on square. This is what we're going to use to slice our image, and you're going to change the square to 11 by 5. In other words, 11.5 inches in width, also in height. And then this is what we're going to use to slice our method, and we're going to make sure we put it behind the image so you can see exactly where you're going to be slicing. Just make sure you try to get as much as the image that you can within the circle. So that's why I kind of started in the bottom or like in the middle. Wherever you see, you can go ahead and slice it without a problem. So once you have your square where you want to slice your image, you're going to go ahead and select all and then go to the bottom and click on slice. And then you will see that now your pieces will start to come apart. And then what you just keep doing is you just keep doing the same thing over and over again. What I found easier is that once you upload your square image, you can go ahead and duplicate it a couple of times after you change the size to 11.5. You can go ahead and duplicate it a couple of times so you don't have to keep going back and getting more squares. So this made it a little bit easier for me when it came to just slicing the rest of the image. So you're gonna get to see exactly what I do with the rest of the image. So now that I'm done actually cutting all the pieces from the image, we're going to go ahead and make it, which means we're going to send it to our machine so it can go ahead and cut everything out. So at this point, I'm just making sure that each piece that's going to cut is within the 11.5 by 5 measurements that I took. Like this part here is not going to cut properly, so I'm going to go ahead and move it to a another mat or maybe a new mat just to make sure that everything cuts properly and is within the 11.5 measurements that I originally took. So I'm just going to speed up the video a little bit as I make sure that each image is going to cut properly within the measurements. And so yeah, so let me just speed this video up a little bit for you guys. So as you can see, I'm gonna work on the first mat, which is this one here. And you can see that the width is about 10 inches, which I'm not gonna cut anything from the side because the paper that I'm gonna be using is exactly 12 inches wide. So I'm kind of cheap when it comes to my paper. And you see that it's a little bit past 11 inches. So I'm gonna cut it at 12 by 11.5. So I made my slit, and I don't know if you can see it because of lighting, but it's right around here. And then I would just go ahead and align it to where the cutting part is. Just I set my dial to where it says vinyl, and then we're gonna continue. Let's see how this comes out. So I came back to just show you guys real quick. When it comes to weeding, you guys have to be extra careful with this material because if you just pull, you will just pull up the whole letter with the material as you pull. So I use this this tool here that came with the machine,
and I just help like press back the material with the tool. Like, I'm sorry, like press back this material here as I'm weeding, because if you just pull without using something or your finger or something just to hold the material down as you're pulling, your whole letter and your whole design will come with the material. So you have to be very careful because this material you can also rip it. So just make sure that when you're weeding, you are weeding your very slowly and you are paying attention to each part that you are pulling, because you will rip the material easily. You may rip a letter or something like that, or a design, if you're not paying attention to what you're doing. And you guys can also cut the material, the excess, as you are weeding. You can cut all this here that I have stuck to my fingers. You can cut it off so it can be easier too.
Alright guys, so this is the final product. I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe and like, comment, and let me know what you guys think.